favorite sound in the world.
One day we had 100,000 pounds of sockeye in 3 sets. Biggest set in Heron was 500 tons in 6 fathoms of water. Fishing up in Alaska for a few years, 5 years.
You picked me up better than Mark?
Yeah, what's that, Doug?
Hey, it's going on the outside of Nutka here. Are you heading down towards Alfred?
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm just coming up to Cayuga.
A shark came up on a net and it was tangled up. It was about 8 feet long. And I was getting cranky with my crew. We were all standing there looking at it and nobody would touch the net. And I got mad and I said, I'll do it myself. And I grabbed the web and the shark flipped up in the air. And I went up there too with the shark. Then landed on my back. And that's where my back's haywire today. So I grabbed the strap and I strapped the tail. And I put the block on it and hauled it up. Then I got a 2x4 in the boat, and I started hitting the shark till he died. Then we cut it loose. First one was the White Swan. First one was the White Swan. We were loaded with heron heading to Stevenson. With heron, and the wind came up. It was blowing 62 at the airport, and we were trying to get across to Golden Groups. Then we had a big swell, and the boat jumped up in the air and came down on the side. And it stayed like that. And we were traveling about a mile an hour heading for the island. I told my crew, don't panic. We'll be okay. I was scared. And I looked at my crew in the galley. They all looked like white people. Then we sunk another one a few years later in the Gulf. No wind, but the boat sunk anyway. The White Swan. I mean, not the White Swan, but the Jesse Island number 9. There's a brand new cabin on there. And when we sunk the White Swan, the other boat picked us up and we went to Port Hardy. And somebody drove us to Port McNeil and over to Alert Bay, and I got a cab. Dom Summers was the driver. He asked me what happened. I told him we sunk the boat. And he called me Captain Sinkum. And I wanted to punch him, but I didn't.
Oh! Did you get a drip? Where is it? Still there?
Work with your crew, and they'll work with you. And don't get angry with them give them a job that they will do all my crew members have their own jobs on the boat and they never change around. And that's why it's so good to have a good crew and treat them good and they'll treat you good. Corinne was cooking for us and lunch. She cooked crab dinner, made a soup out of it. Eugene, my crew member, my cousin Eugene, said, "Honey, this soup is really good." And nobody else ate it but him. So many funny things. John Cretchen, the minister, came out to me for a few sets in the Nimkeys when we were fishing Nimkeys. And he had his suit on and shiny shoes. And I told, when he come to the net, we had about 150 sockeye in it. And I told Benny, the drum man, don't pull that fish up, pull it up slow. Because he wouldn't get out of the way, he just stood there. And so finally I told Benny, pull it up. So the fish came flying over the rollers and landed on his shoes and his legs. But he didn't mind. He said he worked hard at his dad's farm when he was a young guy. My friend Bobby, my brother Bobby, Seward, we used to pick up the boats from Stevenson for ABC Packing Company. We did that for 12 years. And one time we went down to pick up one boat. We ended up in a nightclub, and we stayed there till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So we got on a cab and headed for Stevenson. I thought I'd better ask Bobby if he had any money left. He said, no, I didn't have any. So he said, what are we going to do when you get there? Well, as soon as he stopped, you jump out and I'll jump out and we'll run. And then the cab driver was swearing away, he was chasing us. I hid under the gillnut racks and Bobby jumped in the bluestone tank. And when the cab left, we got on a boat and we started her up. We left 4 o'clock in the morning. And Bobby took the first 10. We always steer for 2 hours at a time. So Bobby took the first turn and then he woke me up. And I got on and I was really sleepy. And he was snoring away and I grabbed his hand and see if he'd move. He didn't. So I got his watch and I turned it ahead. He was only sleeping for 20 minutes. And he said to me, it seems like I just went to sleep. I said, no, you've been sleeping 2 hours, I told him. So I crawled into bed and went to sleep. I was asleep for about 20 minutes. He turned the radio on and the time came on. So he grabbed me and he started shaking me, screaming at me. a good fishing boat. Packed 115 ton of herring. And the little Katrina was a nice little boat too.
You scared? Scared. Come on, Sammy. Come on. Ah! You scared? Come on, took the other one. You can't reach it. You did? You might have to start passing. Oh. Come on. Go! Lucky.
In 1954, they opened the Gulf of Georgia for sockeye. Norman Corker was the manager for ABC Packing Company, and he said we were too small to go down to the Gulf. My friend Tom Warnock had a small boat too. I ran the London 3. It was only 45 feet long. So I told Tom, let's go around, sneak around Alert Bay, then we'll go down to the Gulf. And Tom said, let's go. So we left. In those days, we had to transfer out of Area 12 into 13. So Norman got a hold of me, asked me where it was, because he wanted us to go back up north. And I told him we were just going by Kelsey Bay, transfer us into 13. He never answered me. So we got down to the Gulf. We were outside of Nanaimo. There was a lot of fish jumping, and Tom and I both said we thought it was open. It wasn't. The fishery boat came along and told me to dump the fish. Then he eyeballed over to Tom. Tom was about 2 miles away from me. And he told Tom the same thing, dump the fish. But then he took off, and there was a lot of boats ahead of us, about 10 miles ahead. He went after them. We bailed the fish aboard. Then we went back to pass, anchored out, delivered the fish to Packer. And then the next day we got up and went out. We made one set. We got a full load. We had 3 loads in the Gulf. Then when I got back to Norman Corker, the manager, we're going to give you a bigger boat for the dog salmon season. And I was happy. Norman was really good to me, him and Jimmy Seaweed. They had a good gang at the ABC. They were just like a one big family. she was about 13. Yeah, and Jumbo has been with me for 12 years, and he's been really good. He's the next skipper. He's my buddy. We both skipped on the boat, Yosemite, for the last few years. He's a good guy.
Might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know
Would be here.
I would be nothing without you. You ever know the king of my hero? Everything I would like.
Not this one, eh?
Would be. They've cut this one down. They've cut this one down.
Do what?
They cut that one down, that tree.
Oh. Danger.
You are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Look, they've cut one down here too now.
This one just fell down.
Yeah, that one's old, but it's really old. That's a
There's a
lovely.
hole down there. I remember the one we were looking at, had a hole in it.